Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Mr. Stray, and this is Podcast Gamer Milk, a retro gaming podcast. So every week we spin a wheel, picks a game, and we play that game. I am joined today by,
Dick Bob, as usual.
but it won't be as usual for long, because today is the final episode of our podcast, forever. Which it is a sad time, isn't it, Stick Bob?
Yeah, I was crying this morning about it.
Yeah. We've been through so much blood and tears and stuff, and it's been a good ride. Nah, we're just kidding. It's April Fools. Oh my goodness. Have you done anything for April Fools, Stick Bob, besides this?
I did have an idea of doing something, but I didn't go through with it.
Okay. I didn't do anything except for this podcast, pretending that we're ending it. Imagine if we got people. So there's like people in the background crying right now. Somebody was about to end their life because of this podcast ending.
That friend of mine that watches.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Tell him not to. Call him right now. But yeah, no. Okay, so I don't have a joke for today to an easy way to get us onto the onto the game that we played. Usually I tell like a really good joke that moves us on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually like a jaw-dropping jaw-dropping joke, but the game is a little similar because we played Eddy and Eddy Jawbreakers.
I just realized the joke when he said jaw dropping.
Oh, okay, well, I wasn't going to tell a joke, but then I thought of that right when I was saying it. I was just gonna say the game, but then I thought of that and I decided to use it. But I regret my life choices now. I wish I didn't say that joke. I am actually disappointed of a joke that I said for once.
Finally.
I know. We played Eddy and Eddy Jawbreakers on the Game Boy Advance. Eddy and Eddy Jawbreakers is the 2D side-scrolling video game developed by Climax Group and published by BAM Entertainment. It was released exclusively for the Game Boy Advance on September 15th, 2002. Wow, a year after 9/11. Based on Cartoon Network's animated TV series, Eddy and Eddy, the game mirrors Eddy and Eddy's television quest to make money to buy Jawbreakers. The game is similar to the Lost Vikings. Never heard of that game. This game was only on Game Boy Advance. So if you really wanted to play this game, you would have to buy a Game Boy to play it.
Or, use an emulator.
Yeah, or you could use an emulator like we did.
And you can do it for free.
Yep. Okay, so Eddy and Eddy is a TV show. Have you ever seen Eddy and Eddy?
I have not.
Okay. I have seen Eddy and Eddy, most of the show, not all of it, but I love it. We had like a CD that had like a couple episodes on it that we would watch, and I really really enjoy it. Now there is a theory for so it's three people. They're not siblings at all. There's Ed. There's Ed with two D's, which they call double D, and then there's Eddy. Ed is obsessed with money. Double D is really smart, and Eddy is very dumb, like dumb but very strong. He's a very strong person, but he's very dumb. Three boys. I always thought Double D was a girl in the show, but no, Double D is a man. He sounds like a girl and he looks like a girl. But in this thing, you're trying to get Jawbreakers, and collecting money and stuff, and that's the entire show. And they make Jawbreakers look so good in the show. But have you seen what the Jawbreakers look like?
Oh, like an actual Jawbreaker?
No. They're like 3 times the size of the characters' heads.
What?
Yeah, and somehow they can put them in their mouth.
Well, they've got Shaggy and Scooby proportions.
Yeah. It is crazy, but they make Jawbreakers look so good, and everybody's after them in the show. But there is a dark theory about Ed, Ed and Eddy, because they never show parents in this show. Like, they talk about them, but parents, no adult is ever shown in the Ed, Ed and Eddy show. It's all kids. Now, a lot of people think that Ed, Ed and Eddy, since none of them ever leave the town, people think that they're all dead and they're actually in heaven.
That's an interesting theory.
Because like the show has some dark elements to it, and like so nobody ever leaves the town. Nobody ever you never see an adult in the show. And there's tons of characters in the show. You just never see an adult. It's always a kid. Some people think that maybe the kids were abused by parents, and the show is showing the kids without the parents, and they're just being neglected and everything. It's very weird what people do think of it. But we played this game. You can look up the theories if you want to. But first, let's go to did we finish this game? Because I didn't.
I didn't either.
I don't think I would ever be able to finish this game.
It was so confusing.
No, it was. Okay, so let's get to the controls real quick. The controls are insanely hard. Characters are very difficult to control. Very difficult. So one of the main parts on the first level that you get stuck on is there's a fire hydrant shooting out water, and you have to get past it somehow. Well, I had to look up a walkthrough for this part, and it turns out you use double D to you walk up to it, and you just have to stand there or something and just spam a bunch of buttons, and double D will just use a wrench on it and close it up. I was spamming so many buttons, and then suddenly double D just decides to turn to get a wrench out and twist it, and I was like, huh? Did you have you struggle with that, right?
Yeah.
Did you had to get a walkthrough for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. No shame in that. This game is hard. So you have three characters though. Ed, who he can double jump, and then you have Double D, who is smart and can basically very slow, but Double D can fix things. And then you have Eddy, who Eddy is strong and he can basically push stuff, but he's also slow. Oh no, he's not slow. He can run fast. That's what I meant. He can run fast and he's strong. Double D is just a terrible character in this game. Double D is the Cody of this game.
I agree with you.
Do you know Double D has like a little black triangle on his head? You know that's a hat?
That's a hat?
Yeah, that's a hat. So throughout the show, there's this ongoing thing about what is underneath Double D's hat. And they never show it. But one episode, you do see the Ed and Eddy's reaction to Double D's hair, or if he even has hair.
And just be a ball.
They're just horrified at what they see. I'm like, okay. But yeah, it's actually a hat. It's hard to see. Now, so we didn't finish this game, but the controls are insanely weird. There's the enemies. The only enemy I ran across was a chihuahua, a little dog. It was just a chihuahua, and it would bark at you, and if you touch it at all, you die. Which, that's kind of just like real life, because chihuahuas are demons.
Very true.
Yeah, so they did get that accurate. But the controls are just really hard. I found Ed to be my favorite because he could double jump and everything, and you didn't feel like your movement was locked.
We guess Ed and not Double D.
Double D was trash. Double D did nothing really. But you collect money, you collect other things. Double D can't jump to save his life, and all that stuff. Now there was another part that I got stuck. It was on level 1. I think it was still level 1 it was level 2. So there was a thing of cement, and it said you couldn't walk on the cement. Well, Double D wouldn't walk on the cement because Double D was a scaredy cat and didn't want to get their shoes dirty or whatever. Did you get to this part?
Yeah.
Okay, so I bet we both used a walkthrough for this one as well.
Yeah.
Double D won't walk across because he's a scaredy cat. So you jump across with Eddy. Oh no, with Ed, you jump across. You jump on the fence and you can just jump across, or you can walk on the cement, but it's very slow. Eddy will run across the cement, no problem, but he can also push a wheelbarrow. Couldn't figure out how to get Double D across, and apparently, if you walk up to the wheelbarrow, and just spam a bunch of buttons again, Double D will decide to get in the wheelbarrow. Finally, after hours of trying, he will decide to get in. And then you push him across and you can finish the level. But oh my goodness, I got so angry. Double D is just the worst. Double D ruined this game. I hate this game. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, insane controls, very hard. If we talk about the animations, I think the animations were decent. For everything that it had. This game was made in 2002. I think the animation was pretty good. For Game Boy Advance as well. I think it was fine.
I agree.
But no, yeah, animations are alright. There's not really much to say. It's just classic running and jumping animations. I do like how Eddy does his run that he does in the show where his arms fly in the back of him and he's like leaning back while running forward. I did like that, how they kept their movements. But the audio is what I want to talk about. The music in this game is awesome. And I think that's the only redeeming property of this game is it has really good music. It's basically music taken out from the show. So that's why, it just sounds good.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah. It's the only good part of this game. If people played this game, it was only for the music. And apparently, this game has a big following of fans who love this game. And I think they're crazy. But anyways, the graphics of this game are terrible. I hate the colors. Wait, what in the world? Okay. I just got a notification that scared me. It was loud. The colors in this game are eye-blinding. I hated them. They look all mushed together. You can't tell what most of the stuff is. I really hate the color of this game, and I think it's ugly and stupid, and I think you should burn any cartridge of this game. Okay, wait, that just reminded me. So you know the game E.T.? Oh, you know the movie E.T.?
Yeah.
Well, it's known to be one of the worst games ever made, and it's on the Atari. And apparently, almost every copy of E.T. that didn't get sold was buried in like a desert. Let's see here. It was buried in New Mexico. 1982 game. It was a flop. Famously thought of one of the worst games ever made. And so they buried all the games in the desert. I think that's crazy. Imagine you're going metal detecting or something and you find a pit of ET games. I think that's funny. But I think they should have buried all the games that were made of this one. I'm gonna say it. This is probably one of the worst games we have ever played on the podcast. The worst. It is the worst.
Worse than Super Hunchback?
Yes. At least Super Hunchback was semi-playable. This game is not playable. The color's bad. Audio's okay. The game is very difficult just because of the controls and how dumb it is. The animation is alright. We did not finish the game. I only got past the first 2.5 levels. How many levels did you get through?
I think I got through like 3 of them, I think.
You got farther than me.
I haven't played since yesterday.
I I haven't played in 2 days because I hated this game. So let's talk about let's talk about if the graphics hold up. No, they do not. They are bad. They are trash. They are garbage. This is like Super Mario Galaxy graphics bad.
Excuse me?
I mean, this is like another bad game graphics bad. Super Hunchback graphics bad.
Okay, you redeemed yourself.
Yeah. I think you misheard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I misheard.
Yeah. Definitely. You have a favorite part of this game?
Music.
I'm gonna have to agree with you right there. I actually do think the music was pretty good. I when I first logged onto this game after we rolled for it, or not really rolled for it, but I was like, oh man, this game actually has fire music. This is gonna be an awesome game. And then I pressed start. But yeah, the music. Least favorite part of the game.
The gameplay.
Yeah, no, gameplay yells. I'm gonna have to say the same thing. Gameplay really sucks, and it's a big disappointment because I like this. I like the show, and I was kind of excited. I was like, oh, we're gonna have a really good movie video game, but no, it's being put on the bad video games. Very sad. Now we get to vote on this game and say if it was good or if it was bad. You have a veto as well. And you know what I would do, Big Bob?
Oh, you were bad.
No, well, I'm not saying for you to, but if I also had my veto, I would have asked you if you wanted to give this the first ever Super Gamer Milk Trash.
Super Gamer Denial.
Yeah, like this should be burned. Every copy should be burned. Like I would have asked you. Now, if I would have had my veto and done that, would you have accepted?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know, because in our hearts, we know. And maybe 14 episodes from now or whatever, when we do come back, and if we both have our vetoes, maybe we will super dumpster fire this. What, you have your veto for how many more episodes? Or 5 more?
But
Oh,
yeah.
wait, three more. Three more.
Until you get yours, only like 5 episodes.
Yeah, 3 more episodes to use your veto after this, before I get one. So you might want to choose wisely, you know. But anyways, I say this is yes, this game is actually pretty fun. I was joking with Stickball the entire time. Get April Fooled. I really enjoy this game. I think it is actually good. It has good gameplay. Like basically everything I said it's the exact opposite. I really enjoyed this game. How about you?
What, including that you didn't beat it?
Well, it doesn't matter I didn't beat it. Like, what other games? There was other games that I hadn't beat, like Mario Galaxy and everything. I didn't beat that yet, but I still give it a yes.
Well, that's because that game takes ages to beat.
Yeah, but still, yes or no?
It's tough. Once you get the hang of it, then yeah, it would be a good game. But until then, it's kind of not.
I am disappointed in you.
Not my fault. They didn't have any like tool tips.
I was joking. I hate this game. I'm just disappointed that you would actually acknowledge that it might be good.
If it had tool tips, then maybe.
No, no. Even with that, this game is still bad. This is my least favorite game that we've ever played. Probably my top 10 least favorite games I played in my entire lifetime. I hate this game with a passion. Now, will we replay this game? No. Right at the same time. No, this game is bad. This is super bad. Is there an audience for this game?
Shouldn't be.
Serial killers. For sure. Final thought.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Final thoughts. Do not play this game. You'll be saving yourself a lot of time. I can't believe there's people who actually enjoy this game. Yeah. We're not spinning the wheel today. And you know why, Sticky Bob?
Why?
Because we are playing Dragon Quest II on the NES. Because we are having a special guest next week.
Is Blaze coming back or something?
Even better. I will not spoil who it is yet, but they are a YouTuber who reviews games, and I asked him to join.
So it's not Blaze then.
No. It is a good YouTuber. They review games, and I invited them. They say yes, which I was like, wow. And they said, I told them you get to pick a game. They're like, okay, you want a good game or a terrible game? And I said, terrible game. So he chose Dragon Quest 2.
You fool.
I know, I should have chose a good game. You know, when they're on the podcast, I'll ask them what the good game would have been and watch it be like Zelda or something, because I know they review Zelda. I'll be like, oh man. Hey, who knows? We might like this game, but it is Dragon Quest 2 for the NES, also known as Dragon Warrior 2. It's a game. It is a game, I will say. But yeah, not spinning the wheel. We'll be having them next week. This will be our first guest that we don't know already. Like, this is basically a stranger. But yeah, it'll be our second guest ever, and I'm very excited to have another guest on. I thought, you know, first time when we had a guest, we discovered my favorite game of all time, Predator. You know, I'm disappointed though. I do not get to have a veto in the next episode. Even if it is good, I don't get to veto it. Which is very sad. You know what I just thought?
It's not going to be good. You said you asked for a terrible game.
Yeah. You know, there could be a game better than Mario Galaxy. And we should have done it with Predator. We should have all three used our vetoes to say it's a good game, so it's a Mega Milk.
No.
Yes. You need to stop pretending that you hate that game.
I do hate that game.
You don't. You gotta listen inside yourself and say, you know what? The game is actually goated with the sauce.
No, it's not.
But it is. Dragon Warrior 2 is an RPG, I believe, or something like that. It's somewhat of that. But yeah, we're gonna be playing that with our guest. And you'll see who the guest is next week. And yeah, this is going to be very cool and very awesome. And I'll be shouting them out. Yeah, it's just going to be very fun. All types of fun is going to be happening. You excited, Stick Bob, for our guest?
Yeah.
We should have a guest every episode until Mr. Beast joins.
Okay.
Imagine.
In your dreams.
In your dreams. Imagine we do get Mr. Beast.
Hopefully start an episode of Mr. Beast game.
No, we can get Mr. Beast whenever we play Raid Shadow Legends. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I really appreciate it, and everybody that has been listening to the episodes. And yeah, thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate it, and I'm also so excited for this. And I know we didn't get to talk much about this game, but mostly because
there's not much to talk about.
No, it's so bad, and it's just bad, and it's very sad. I'm gonna go watch Ed, Ed, and Eddy now.
Instead of playing it, you'll watch it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna watch the show and cry about how bad this game is and how much I was excited for it, and then not. But anyways, thank you so much. We'll see you next time, but until then, I'm Ed.
I'm Eddy.
Why aren't you Double D? I thought Double D is your favorite character.
Double D sucks.
Alright, I'm Ed, he's Double D, and we'll see you next time. Peace.